Hi YouTube, it's Chad again, and right now I'm reviewing my local church Bible publisher's executive series. The model number on it is 120 E1B RL. 120 E1B RL. This is the ironed calf skin. That's what the executive series is. When you buy executive series from local church Bible publishers, you're buying iron calf skin. I've had this Bible for about 18 months. I discovered local church in November, December 2012, and this was given to me as a late Christmas present in January 2013. Uh, and I gotta say, I'm holding it like this so you can see the grain. It has a very beautiful grain. It's been ironed out mostly because it's ironed calf skin, but this grain on here is just simply gorgeous. And it's a very loose grain. What I mean by that is it's spaced out far enough to where it gives it some real texture and depth. I'll show you the back side of it. And yeah, it's very nice. And of course you can see the decorative edge right there that goes all along the perimeter of the Bible. If I can get that picked up a little bit. There we go. You can see that decorative edge. And we can also see right around the entire perimeter of the Bible, it is stitched. It's stitched because on the inside, it's leather lined. What that means is they take this leather, and on the inside, they attach another piece of leather. And what they do is they put it right up against this piece, and they fold the edge over the top. And then they have to sew it in place. And then that pretty much makes this one piece. And then there's still a little bit of overhang here, and they attach the cover to the block, the text block, which, for those of you who don't know, is the actual Bible itself. By doing that, instead of attaching the block to the cover, by attaching the cover to the block, what you've done is you've eliminated a lot of the stress off the gutter, and you've put it on the block, which is going to be more durable. Of course, it also has the 2 ribbon markers, which are nice, and they're the standard, like if you get a study Bible, it's that kind of width. Everyone raves about the hubs. Yeah, they're on there. Mine are not as predominant as they used to be. Of course, I've had this for a year and a half and carried it everywhere for about 6 months. And literally, that's what I do. I carry my Bibles. I use them. If I get a chance to sit down for even 10 minutes, I'll crack it open and read a little bit. It's dry stamped, which means it's not impressed. It's just like they just took the regular stamp and just pushed it against the leather, and that was that. So Holy Bible is real clear. The rest is a little bit blurry. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Now, I did notice in here some errors. Not in the text or anything, but I noticed here the references. The ink gets really thin to where you can't really read it, which you can't read on this anyway because this camera is not that good on this phone. But aside from that, there's some parts, the little lines that break up the give room for the center column references. Even these lines fade in and out, and some of the text, it lightens up a little bit, but it's still readable. Everything is still readable. It's just that old-fashioned printing style. You know, this is an old-fashioned Bible. You'd never be able to tell it was modern. The other cool thing I found was usually, you know, whenever you have a verse number in a KJV, that verse number is the start of a verse. And they're always in black. You know, you can always see them in black. I found a couple places in this Bible, this is just one of the 2 or 3 places, where the verse numbers were printed in red by mistake. What this shows me is this is a handmade Bible. It's not something that's done completely by computer. It's made to be quality. not always necessarily uniform, but it's really good. The ghosting on this thing is phenomenal. It is minimal. There's almost no ghosting whatsoever, which is fantastic. Now, next to that, the wide margins. Man, that bottom margin is big, the side margin is big, the top margin is average size, and there's no gutter margin, which is the one thing I wish it would have had. But it doesn't, and yeah, I just find them to be great Bibles. Absolutely love them. And gotta thank all these people, Bad Juju and Eggman Mania and what's his name? Holidays Ministries, Butch, for putting up their videos. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not have found Local Church. And I gotta say, it's been a blessing. I really love this Bible. I'm always using it. This is a great Christmas gift I got. And if you guys don't have one, highly recommend you get one. These things are awesome. Now I also, I'll do the little roll thing where you roll up the... Okay, and here it goes. It doesn't quite roll back completely flat. Iron calf skin is different than cowhide, of course, and a big part of the reason for that is that calf skin is a thicker cut, medium weight, and it is designed more for bigger Bibles. So, I mean, if I had a large print Thompson chain or really a large print study Bible of any kind, this is what I'd want, the iron calf skin. It's a little bit overkill for a smaller, medium hand-sized Bible like this. I also do want to show you, after about a year and a half, there's some bubbling on the inside cover of this, and you can feel the leather coming apart because the leather liner is separating from the leather cover just a little bit. It should be okay because it's sewn. So yeah, but this thing is just getting so smooth because I've been working with it. I mean, I'm constantly rolling it up back and forth, and I'm constantly doing this kind of a thing with it. And if you got one of these leather Bibles, if it's a real leather Bible, not a piece of leather that's been just painted and laminated like some of the other major mainline publishers would do with their quote-unquote genuine leather Bibles, the best thing, if you want to get this thing real soft and you want to get this thing really pliable, the best thing you can do is get palm oil. If you don't know what palm oil is, it's this. The oil in your hands, just that natural oil, will permeate into the leather. It'll break up any of the fibers left over from the processing and the tanning process, and it will soften it up big time. I can tell a big difference between the back cover and the front cover. Huge difference. So I'm going to have to start rubbing that back cover more when I'm sitting in church, when I don't have this thing cracked open. So yeah, wish the hubs would be as predominant as they used to be, but because there you can see the side view, they're not quite as predominant as they used to be. Oh, there they are though. They're still there. Wonderful Bible, wonderful quality. This was like $60 plus shipping out the door. It was like not even 80, so well worth it. Well worth it. Just great Bible, gold gilt, of course, and don't really know what else to say. I can't remember. I thought there was something else. I don't know, but yeah, there's some, and yeah, there you can really see some of the bubbling in here. You can see where it's kind of getting crinkled up just a little bit. There we go. See that? That's where the leather's just starting to come apart from the leather separating from the leather. That's okay though. Not a big deal. But yeah, any of you other local church guys, local church publisher fans, got any questions about this thing, just let me know. Shoot me a message in the comment section, and I'll get back to it as soon as I can. So, good night, YouTube. God bless. And hope this has answered any possible questions you guys had. Oh, that was the thing. When I first got this, there was a little bit of a scrape up here at the top. I don't know if you can see it here. It's still there. But you can see the black came off, and it's kind of brown. Happens in shipping or manufacturing. Don't really know. Not a big deal. You know, you're not going to see it unless you actually look for it. I actually ran my finger across it one day in church, and that's how I found it. So, but yeah. Other than that, if you want to know how I fix that, I just use a Sharpie. So it fixes it for a couple weeks on end, whatever, until it finally rubs off. But yeah. Anyway, YouTube, you have a good night. I'm going to hit the hay. Talk to you later. God bless. Good night.